For this video, I'm going to show the web app backup service. So I already have one web app. I'm creating a second one here. It's the same resource group, and this one's going to be .NET. Another one is ASP, I think, .NET. Same region, East. And the important thing is it has to be standard SKU or higher. So I'm just going to go to monitoring, turn off insights, and create this one. So for backup, it's important that the storage account and web apps are in the same subscription. So while it's creating that, I'm going to create a storage account. Go to the same resource group. Same region and standard's fine, and I'll just do LRS, and I'll create it. I'll come back when it's ready. So basically, right now I have two web apps, and I'm going to just take this one and back it up into the storage account when it gets created. I don't know. It says it's created here, but anyway, when it gets created, it's gonna put it on the storage account, and then I'm gonna use a new account as the place to retrieve the backup from. Alright, I refresh the storage account's there, so I'm gonna take this is the one I showed that we created, the .NET one. So this is going to be the one that's going to be our default one, and then the new web app will be the target for the backup. Anyway, so let's just show that. Okay, and so open up Visual Studio, and we're going to create a new project. It's going to be ASP.NET Web Core. So if you don't see it, just start typing core web app. Okay, next. Give it whatever name you want. Just go backup web app, whatever. Next, and say create, and we're gonna publish it after we create it. So I'm gonna come back. Alright, so we have the backup web app, right click it, say publish, we want Azure, app service, Windows, because we chose Windows one, open up here, and we want to choose our initial one, so that's going to be the net, because this one's going to be the target, so this is what we want to back up. Say finish. Now publish it, .NET web app. So when it's done being published, it'll say successfully published it. You refresh here, and now that's our web app. It's published. So anyway, go to that web app, and you go to backups. So let's backups not configured. Click here to configure. Click it. Choose the storage account that we created, the new storage account. You could create a new container. I'll just call it backup. Create. Choose that one, select, and you can create a schedule. And so I'll just keep it. So it's going to back up every 1 day. At this time, you could change it. And it's going to retain the backup for 30 days. You can change that. Keep at least one backup, yes. And if we have a database, you could include it in the backup. But the only limitation is it can only back up to 10 gigabytes of a database. So anyway, you can play around with however you want to back up your backup policy to be. Click save. And it added this backup configured, and it's scheduled. So let's refresh, and it succeeded. You know, this is how much size backup is, and you know, it could take a minute or two depending how big the size is. So now we backed it up. Let's say we want to restore it. We just click restore, and you know, you can choose the backup zip file if it's in storage, but we don't want that. We want the app backup because we have this restore point right here that we just did. And then you select the target app service app. So if you want to overwrite it, it says will resolve data loss and cause extended period of downtime while the app is being restored. Make sure you have a backup of current app content before overwriting the current app, or you could just, you know, create a new one. And I think I want to do. I'm going to show new because I created that second web app. So if you do overwrite, they'll just overwrite this web app. If you do new, existing app, you just click here, and we're going to do this one. So now it's going to choose that one. So basically, it's gonna, we backed up this web app, the net web, and we're gonna back it up, and now we're gonna restore it onto the new web app. So that's like blank, there's nothing on it. We're gonna have this beyond this now instead of the default of what this was before. So that's all it's gonna do. Otherwise, if we do overwrite, it'll just, you know, if we lost this, then we'll bring it back because we backed it up. So before I hit OK, I just want to show that this new web app 6 is the default one, and then we could verify that it works, the restoring, because this will change. So it's at ASP.NET, and it'll change to this. Okay, here's net app 7, new 6, and honestly we don't need that anymore. So I'm hit OK, and it says it may take 5 to 10 minutes depending on the size of it, and it'll come back. Alright, it just said it's done, validation successful. So, whoops, I don't know why I'm saying that. Let's just refresh here, and now these two are the same, even though this is web app 6. So we just created a backup point of this web app 7, and then we restored it on a whole new web app. Well, it was an existing web app that I had, but you could create a new one and do that, or you could use the existing one, or if you didn't want to create any new ones, you could do overwrite. And so that's how to do that. We'll just say yes, and we'll refresh it. And so that's how to do you know, backup for a web app.